Welcome to Football Forecast 91. Starring Las Vegas handicapper Dennis Tobler. With Jeff Allen. And brought to you in part by Scorephone.
Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Football Forecast 91, the show that each week right here on this station gives you the valuable insights and the needed information that you've got to have to be able to help better predict and handicap college and professional games. Well, hi, I'm your host, Bob Elder. Another big week of football, but particularly big this week in colleges because on Sunday, bowl bids will officially be accepted and given. And that's, I say officially because I think a lot of them might have already been predetermined in the last couple of weeks, but there's a fine involved for that. And it's especially good to talk about those games right now, too, because Dennis Tobler is one of the top handicappers of especially college. And Dennis, a lot of teams still have bowl bids to be accepted. There are some teams on the bubble, so to speak. How important is this when handicapping?
Well, Bob, I think the odds makers in Las Vegas try to make adjustments for these type of situations. However, I don't think it works. I think when they try harder to win because of a bowl berth, it seems to me they don't play any different than they do during normal times.
Well, I think one game that's going to be especially big, and bowl bids, of course, are going to come out of this, but not very often. You get number one play number two, and it's got to be the biggest game of the year so far. The Hurricanes of Miami travel to Florida State. It is 1-2, and we have Florida State a 2.5-point pick. How do you see this one?
Well, that's correct, Bob. It doesn't get any bigger than this in the college ranks. Number one versus number two this weekend at Florida State. Florida State's a 2.5-point favorite here, but the line has dropped down from 4 to 2.5. This seems a little strange to me since Miami's the one that is disciplining players, and Miami's the one that won last year. Number one, I think the switch in home field advantage will make the big difference in this game. Last year, Miami won because they were able to rush the ball effectively against Florida State. They've lost a lot of that powerful rushing game, and Florida State has made their adjustments. With the game moving back to Florida State this year, I think that Florida State has all the bonuses going here. I think Bobby Bowden's a much better coach who was surprised last year by Erickson's conservative tactics, and I think Bobby Bowden's going to pull out all the stops here for a big win. I like Florida State to cover at the -2.5, and I think they'll remain number one.
It's 1-2, and of course, of all things, it's a battle rights in the state of Florida. Of course, there's another team doing pretty good, Florida University, but it's big because of that, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is, and for recruiting, too. That's the main consideration here. These teams out of the Florida area are drawing the best talent in the country, and the one that ends up on top has the ace in the hole when it comes to recruiting the next year's talent.
All right, let's go to the Big Ten, where Michigan looks like they're going to wrap up the title, go out and play Washington in the Rose Bowl if the scenario stays pretty much the way it should. But they've got a tough game this week because they're taking on the Fighting Illini, Illinois. Illinois looking for a bowl bid. The Freedom Bowl's been mentioned as well as others. And Michigan a 10-point pick. How do you see this one?
Well, here's one situation that may answer your first question also. Michigan's favored by 10. Illinois needs a bowl bid here. They need a win or to play well. Well, they won't do it. That's simply put. Michigan is a very fine team. They'll control the ball on the ground like they did last year against Illinois when they ran 81 plays to 48 for the Illinois side. This year, the game switches to Illinois, but it won't make any difference. Michigan has the ability to control the ball, and with a game breaker like Desmond Howard going this year, that's got to be worth 14 points, 2 touchdowns right there, Bob. I think that Michigan will kill Illinois in this matchup. I can't help but think back to that loss Illinois suffered at the hands of their arch rival Northwestern, and if you can't beat Northwestern, how are you going to beat the Michigan Wolverines?
Dennis, this looks like it'll be the perfect opportunity then for Desmond Howard to put the Heisman Trophy away in his back pocket with a great performance over Illinois on national television.
Well, he certainly could pad his statistics in this one. And wouldn't it be funny, Bob, if he does win the Heisman Trophy? Back on week 1 or week 2 of this show, I said Desmond Howard is probably the premier player in the country. And at that time, nobody touted him for the Heisman Trophy. Here we are 11, 12 weeks in, and now it looks like he may just win it.
All right, on the next segment, we're going to talk NFL, but I know that you're really excited about some games this week. So excited that you're going to give out your NFL parlay of the year on your 900 number.
Well, that's right, Bob. We've just killed the bookies here in Las Vegas all year long on our NFL selections. It's been the easiest year of the 20 years of handicapping I've had. We're going to release our NFL parlay of the year this weekend. There's only one way you can get this easy winning parlay. That's called 1-900-454-6600. Now, when you call this parlay, I will release to you my college selections via my late phone service absolutely free. So you get a free bonus just for calling to pick up the winning parlay. Call 1-900-454-6600. And for calling, we're going to give you our top college selections also. So make a point of it. Call right now.
All right. When we come back, we're going to have 2 more pro games from Dennis Tobler, and Jeff Allen's going to join us a little later on. Stay with us. We've got more of Football Forecast 91.
After killing the bookies in Las Vegas for 11 straight weeks on our NFL selections, this week's the biggest weekend yet. My NFL parlay of the year goes this week, and there's only one way you can get it. That's to call 1-900-454-6600 right now. And as an extra special bonus, I'm going to release 1 free week of my late phone service just for making the call and getting the parlay. So get the college winners and the parlay by calling 1-900-454-6600.
Hi, I'm Las Vegas handicapper Jeff Allen, and my toll-free 800 service is #1 in the nation, winning over 80%. I've uncovered inside information on 2 super locks this week, guaranteed to win. You can receive my 100-star college lock of the month and my 200-star pro lock of the month, plus your first week absolutely free. Call 1-800-638-3411. That's 2 super locks absolutely free. Call 1-800-638-3411.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Dave Hammer of Dave Hammer's Hotline. I live here in Las Vegas because it gives me immediate access to the information and line movements I need to be a consistent winner, whether it's football or basketball, college or pro. Call 900-976-2800, and you can be a winner too. You can't get this kind of information anywhere else. Call 900-976-2800, only $10 a call. Be sure and call right now.
Hi, I'm Las Vegas handicapper Jeff Allen, and my Vegas Steam Report is red hot. Last week, 15-5, and this week I've uncovered critical inside information on a college game so strong I'm releasing it as the College Steam Game of the Year. You can receive this College Steam Lock for only $10. Call 1-900-903-2224. Your College Steam Game of the Year. Call right now, 1-900-903-2224.
Well, welcome back to Football Forecast 91. Time now to turn to the NFL. And Dennis, we've got a good matchup coming up. This is for the AFC West, and both teams 7-3. And of course, we're talking about the Broncos and Chiefs. Denver going to Kansas City. Kansas City, a 6.5-point pick. How do you see this one?
Well, this is a battle for #1 spot, probably the championship of the AFC West. The Chiefs are favored by 6.5 for a reason. Denver has some internal problems there. I don't know who knows it or not, but last week Bobby Humphrey did not even suit up for the Broncos as the Denver management's trying to teach him a lesson about holding out. This has disrupted the whole team. They had 2 kicks blocked last week, so they're not playing with any intensity either. They go into Kansas City, and Marty Schottenheimer has set a trap for the Broncos. He's tired of losing to the Broncos. Remember his Cleveland Browns team losing to Denver in the playoffs all those years? This week, he's determined to get the win, and I think he will get the win easily. They have a plan of attack that I can't mention on the air because it's too complicated, but I'll tell you it will work, and the Chiefs will cover. So take the Chiefs, lay the 6.5. It's an easy winner this week.
Okay, let's go to another big NFL game. The New Orleans Saints, they're hot. And we're not talking about that fire in the middle of the field last week at the Superdome, but they're traveling down to San Diego. And the Chargers starting to play pretty good ball, but the Saints are still a 4.5-point pick. How do you see this one?
Well, Bob, I even believe that line went down to 4 earlier today. It did start at 5.5. It's down to 4 at the current time. It just keeps going down, and I don't know why, because the Saints are a quality team. I'll personally be at that game this week, Bob, so I'll report next week on what the situation is. But my idea, my way of thinking, and the reason I'm going to scout this game is the Saints are a very, very potent team with a great defense, and they have a chance to make it to this year's Super Bowl. So I'm going to go down and scout them firsthand this week. I'm going to get the number at -4 or -4.5, and I'm going to go with the Saints here. I can't believe that anybody gives the Chargers that much respect.
Well, you know the NFL, and of course you've got your NFL Parlay of the Year. Tell us about it one more time.
Okay, my NFL Parlay of the Year goes this week. weekend. You can get all these games by calling 1-900-454-6600. And just for calling, I'm going to give you my late phone service for my college selections absolutely free. So call right now, 454-6600. That 900 number will make you a winner.
All right, we'll see you next week and have a nice trip to San Diego.
Okay, thank you.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk with Jeff Allen. Right now, here's how you get the scores to keep up to date on everything.
When you need the scores and only the scores, there's only one number to call, 1-900-420-2400. No commercials, no hype, no bogus claims, just the scores. 1-900-420-2400. Every game on the board, college and pro, updated every 5 minutes, 1-900-420-2400. Remember, for all the latest scores 24 hours a day, the one number you need to know is 1-900-420-2400.
After killing the bookies in Las Vegas for 11 straight weeks on our NFL selections, this week's the biggest weekend yet. My NFL Parlay of the Year goes this week, and there's only one way you can get it. That's to call 1-900-454-6600 right now. And as an extra special bonus, I'm going to release one free week of my late phone service just for making the call and getting the parlay. So get the college winners and the parlay by calling 1-900-454-6600.
We're back with Las Vegas handicapper Jeff Allen. And Jeff, your 800 service did it again last week. You're 8-2, that's 80%, and 2 more Superlock winners.
Well, that's right. 11 straight winning weeks on my toll-free 800 service and 2 more lock winners. But this week, I'm coming right back with my college lock of the month and my super pro lock of the month.
All right, now let's get some college action going right now. Last week, you gave us Ohio State over Minnesota. Big blowout there. You were right on. This week, Ohio State is going to be taking on Indiana. They come to town. Ohio State, a 4.5-point pick. How do you see this one?
Well, history tells us this should be a fairly close game. In '89, Indiana lost by 4, and last year these two teams played to a 27-27 tie. Ohio State is 5-1 straight up at home, but they're only 1-5 against the spread, which tells you they're overpriced at home. The key to this game is one team is more balanced than the other, and that's Indiana. They average 217 yards on the ground and 232 yards passing, while Ohio State is very predictable. They rush the ball twice as many times as they throw the ball, and I look for Dunbar, who, by the way, is the nation's leading rusher, to have a big day, and I look for quarterback Green for Indiana to work the play-action pass effectively and have a very solid day passing. I like Indiana over Ohio State by 1 point.
Well, how do these teams look for bowl bids?
Well, Ohio State has 7 wins already, so they're guaranteed a bowl. This is Indiana's season. They must win this game, otherwise they'll be lucky to get a minor bowl bid. The Buckeyes have Michigan next week, which should be a little bit of a look ahead, and my power ratings make the line too, so there's good value with Indiana. I like the Hoosiers to win it straight up over Ohio State.
Now, I know you've hit 8 straight lock games. You got 2 more huge games this week. Tell us about it.
That's right, 8 straight Super Lock winners at Jeff Allen Sports, and this week my scouts have confirmed inside information on a college and pro matchup so strong I'm releasing my 100-star college lock of the month and my 200-star pro lock of the month. You can receive both guaranteed winners plus your first week of winners absolutely free. Call 1-800-638-3411. 2 Super Lock winners from Jeff Allen, absolutely free. Call 1-800-638-3411.
Okay, 2 big winners, absolutely free. When we come back, Jeff's going to tackle some more NFL. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Las Vegas handicapper Jeff Allen, and my Vegas Steam Report is red hot. Last week, 15-5, and this week I've uncovered critical inside information on a college game so strong I'm releasing it as the College Steam Game of the Year. You can receive this College Steam Lock for only $10. Call 1-900-903-2224. Your College Steam Game of the Year. Call right now, 1-900-903-2224.
After killing the bookies in Las Vegas for 11 straight weeks on our NFL selections, this week's the biggest weekend yet. My NFL Parlay of the Year goes this week, and there's only one way you can get it. That's to call 1-900-454-6600 right now. And as an extra special bonus, I'm going to release one free week of my late phone service just for making the call and getting the parlay. So get the college winners and the parlay by calling 1-900-454-6600.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Dave Hammer of Dave Hammer's Hotline. I live here in Las Vegas because it gives me immediate access to the information and line movements I need to be a consistent winner, whether it's football or basketball, college or pro. Call 900-976-2800 and you can be a winner too. You can't get this kind of information anywhere else. Call 900-976-2800, only $10 a call. Be sure and call right now.
Hi, I'm Las Vegas handicapper Jeff Allen, and my toll-free 800 service is #1 in the nation, winning over 80%. I've uncovered inside information on 2 super locks this week, guaranteed to win. You can receive my 100-star college lock of the month and my 200-star pro lock of the month, plus your first week absolutely free. Call 1-800-638-3411. That's 2 super locks absolutely free. Call 1-800-638-3411.
We're back with handicapper Jeff Allen. And Jeff, time now to turn our attention to the NFL. Big game coming up, and that is the Dallas Cowboys travel back to the Meadowlands, take on the Giants. Giants a 5-point pick. How do you see this one?
Well, last week on the show, I mentioned that Dallas would be 6-6 after the next 3 weeks, and even though they only lost last week by 3 points, they gave up 583 yards to Houston, and they got 17 points off 3 muff punts. I also want to add that Dallas had only 50 yards rushing in that game. On the other side, the Giants did bounce back to beat Phoenix after that humiliating defeat to the Eagles on Monday Night Football. They turned up the running game and rushed the ball for 180 yards, led by All-Pro running back Rodney Hampton. This game shapes up as a critical game for wild card hopes. Dallas is 6-4, the Giants are 5-5. Even with all the turmoil the Giants have faced this year, if they win this game, they can still make the playoffs. In their first meeting in Dallas, the Cowboys got all the breaks and held on for a victory. You should note that Hostetler threw for 350 yards in that game, and I look for more of the same this week. Hampton right and Hampton left, and maybe a couple of reverses by Dave Meggett, and plenty of play action and scrambles by Jeff Hostetler. This is a big payback, and the Giants will be sky high. I like the Giants to win and cover at home.
Are you surprised at all that Hanley didn't go back to Sims after the Eagle game?
No, I'm not surprised at all. Hostetler is the starter now, and he's doing an excellent job. He's the 5th-rated passer in the NFC. He makes very few bad decisions. One thing I did notice is Hanley has given Hostetler the green light to scramble more, and that will open up things for the Giants. This is the Giants' biggest game of the year, and you can be sure they'll be way up for it. I like the Giants by 17 over the Cowboys.
Okay, the Giants are in the book. Now, one more time, tell us about those 2 monster games from Jeff Allen Sports.
Well, this will be the biggest week of the season so far. I've hit 8 straight lock games, and this week I'm releasing my 100-star college lock of the month and my 200-star NFL lock of the month. Both games will cover by 21 points, and you can get both winners absolutely free, plus your first weekend absolutely free. Now, that will include 9 college blowouts and 6 NFL winners, all absolutely free, but you must call right now, 1-800-638-3411. That's 1-800-638-3411.
Okay, that sounds great. Now let's go to your big TV game of the week. This week on ESPN, the Browns travel down to Houston. They'll take on the Oilers. The Oilers are a 13-point pick. How do you see this one?
Well, the Browns were exposed as a bad team last week. They got some ridiculous breaks early and built a 23-0 lead over the Eagles. Then Philadelphia woke up and crushed Cleveland in the second half and won the game. The most important stats from that game, the Browns had 25 yards of total offense in the second half, and their secondary gave up 347 yards passing. On the flip side, the Moon Man was his usual spectacular self. He was 41 of 56 for 432 yards passing. The defense played well, but special teams made mistakes on 3 punts and gave the Cowboys 17 points. Lorenzo White is starting to come on for the Oilers, and when he gets going, the run and shoot is really unstoppable. You can expect another big day from the Moon Man. He'll be crushing the Cleveland secondary with passes to Givens and Jeffries and Hill. I look for 400 yards by Moon, and that opens up Lorenzo White on the ground for 100 yards. The Oilers didn't cover last week. I expect them to be well focused this week. I like Houston by 24 over Cleveland.
Now, last year, the Browns had an absolute nightmare in Houston. They lost, I think, 58-14. Think they're going to remember that?
Well, I don't know how they could forget. Houston scored on every possession in the first half and built a 45-7 lead. I don't expect it to be quite that big this week, but I do expect Houston to build a good lead, then turn up the noise in the House of Pain. Make a note, Cleveland is averaging only 80 yards on the ground per game, and that's going to force Bernie Kosar to put it up. And with all that noise, miscues and interceptions, the Browns are not exactly the comeback team of the year. I like the Oilers to score 45 this week. They'll win big and cover at home.
Now, last week, your steam report was on fire. What's happening this week?
My Vegas steam report continues to roll. We went 15-5 last week, and this week I have early steam on a college matchup that is so strong, I'm releasing it as my college steam game of the year. This is a 4-touchdown winner, and it's yours by calling 1-900-903-2224. It's only $10, and I promise you a monster winner. Call my Vegas steam report right now and get the college steam game of the year, 1-900-903-2224.
Okay, about a minute left. We have time for some overs and unders. How about 2 more winners?
Okay, Kansas City at Denver. The line is 36. In the first meeting, DeBerg had a touchdown called back by replay that would have put this game way over the total. This is a very big AFC West matchup. Both DeBerg and Elway will be airing it out. I like this one to go way over. Second, Cleveland at Houston. The line is 44, and that's certainly not enough. Houston will cover the line by themselves. So whatever Cleveland gets is gravy. This should be a very high-scoring affair. I like this one to go way over the total. So you have Kansas City, Denver over, and Houston, Cleveland to go way over.
Sounds like some more winners. What about one more time those 2 monsters you got?
2 guaranteed winners this weekend. My 100-star college lock of the month and my 200-star NFL lock of the month go this weekend. They're both free. Call 1-800-638-3411.
All right. When we come back, Bobby Cooper will join us from Gary Austin Sports. Stay with us.
This is Bobby C., Vice President of Gary Austin Sports, and Gary has been just incredible this year, hitting 82% in college football. Last Saturday, Gary had Virginia plus 3.5 as his 50-star college lock. They ripped NC State 42-10. This Saturday, Gary has spotted the strongest college player of the season, and he's unleashing it as his 100-star lock of the year. I've never seen Gary so excited. Call now and get his college lock of the year on the entire weekend absolutely free. 1-800-444-4279. Call now.
Every player needs the best numbers to win, and now you have access to the most accurate line direct from Las Vegas. The Super Odds line gives you total coverage of all sports. You get all the major moves from New York to Las Vegas. No commercials, just the sharpest numbers updated every 15 minutes. Stay on top of all the action. Call 1-900-933-6337. Your own executive line service for just 95 cents a minute. Call now.
After killing the bookies in Las Vegas for 11 straight weeks on our NFL selections, this week's the biggest weekend yet. My NFL Parlay of the Year goes this week, and there's only one way you can get it. That's to call 1-900-454-6600 right now. And as an extra special bonus, I'm going to release 1 free week of my late phone service just for making the call and getting the parlay. So get the college winners and the parlay by calling 1-900-454-6600.
Hi, I'm Las Vegas handicapper Jeff Allen, and my toll-free 800 service is #1 in the nation, winning over 80%. I've uncovered inside information on 2 super locks this week, guaranteed to win. You can receive my 100-star college lock of the month and my 200-star pro lock of the month, plus your first week absolutely free. Call 1-800-638-3411. That's 2 super locks absolutely free. Call 1-800-638-3411.
We're back with Bobby Cooper of Gary Austin Sports. Bobby, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bob. It's a pleasure to join you on Football Forecast 91.
All right, why don't you give us a couple of winners and show us how good everything's going. First, a big college matchup. Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, taking on the Nittany Lions of Penn State. The Nittany Lions are a 3.5-point pick. How do you see this one?
Normally, this would be a marquee match of the day, but Notre Dame's stunning loss to Tennessee eliminated them from national championship. And Penn State, they already have 2 losses. However, this is still a classic matchup. We have the great football tradition of the schools. We have 2 of the best college coaches of all time, Lou Holtz and Joe Paterno. And this year, the game will feature 2 of the country's best quarterbacks in Notre Dame's Rick Meyer and Penn State's Tony Sacca. Last year, the Nittany Lions pulled off a 24-21 upset in South Bend, and now they're favored over Notre Dame for the first time in 5 years. Gary says the public will probably bet the game up to 4.5 because it looks like a good spot for Penn State. They crushed Maryland 47-7 last week, while the entire nation watched the Irish blow a 31-7 lead at home. Both teams are strong on offense. They're averaging 450 yards per game. Notre Dame has the edge on the ground, while Penn State is more balanced and has a slight edge in the air. Gary says the teams are virtually even, and the game will go down to the wire with a last-second field goal deciding the outcome. Gary recommends you take Lou Holtz and the Irish plus 3.5 points. They'll get the revenge and win it straight up.
Okay, Gary Austin likes Notre Dame over Penn State, but I know he has his biggest college game of the year this Saturday.
That's right. Gary has been just incredible this year, hitting 82% in college football. His games just don't win. They crush your man. Like last Saturday, Gary released Virginia plus 3.5 as his 50-star college lock. They ripped NC State 42-10, and this Saturday, Gary has spotted the strongest college play of the season, and he's releasing it as his 100-star lock of the year. This game is twice as strong as Virginia last week. I've never seen Gary so excited. He said all Football Forecast viewers can get his college lock of the year absolutely free by calling 1-800-444-4279. Right now, you'll get the entire weekend absolutely free, including the big lock, but you must call now 1-800-444-4279.
All right, that's an offer no one can turn down. Let's take a look at a pro game, and we have got Seattle traveling to Los Angeles take on the Raiders. Raiders a 4.5-point pick. How does Gary see this one?
This is a very important game for both teams as they battle to make the playoffs. The Raiders 6-4, one game ahead of the Seahawks, thanks to a miracle comeback in Week 7. Seattle took a 17-zip halftime lead. Then they let the Raiders come back to win 23-20 in overtime. Jeff Kemp was intercepted 3 times in that game, but now Dave Craig's back for Seattle, and Gary says that's a major factor. Craig would be a second-ranked passer in the league if he had enough attempts to qualify. He's coming off an excellent game at San Diego, 28-38 for 376 yards. Look for a big effort from Craig on the other side. The Raiders are winning, but just barely. Throw out the 16-zip win over the Colts. Their other 5 wins are only by an average of just 3 points. Gary just can't lay 4.5 points in the spot. He likes Seattle plus the points.
Chuck Knox always seems to find a way to keep a team in right till the end.
That's right. They've been excellent here in Vegas, covering 11 of their last 14 games. Gary power ratings make the Raiders only a 1-point favorite. So the Seahawks, they're a great value. He says take the 4.5 points. Don't be surprised if Seattle gets revenge by winning straight up. And don't forget, Gary's college lock of the year wins on Saturday, and you can get this guaranteed 4-touchdown winner plus the entire weekend absolutely free at 1-800-444-4279.
Okay, Bobby, thank you. We'll see you next week. We'll be back with more right after this. Stay with us.
When you need the scores and only the scores, there's only one number to call. 1-900-420-2400. No commercials, no hype, no bogus claims, just the scores. 1-900-420-2400. Every game on the board, college and pro, updated every 5 minutes. 1-900-420-2400. Remember, for all the latest scores 24 hours a day, the one number you need to know is 1-900-420-2400.
After killing the bookies in Las Vegas for 11 straight weeks on our NFL selections, this week's the biggest weekend yet. My NFL Parlay of the Year goes this week, and there's only one way you can get it. That's to call 1-900-454-6600 right now. And as an extra special bonus, I'm going to release 1 free week of my late phone service just for making the call and getting the parlay. So get the college winners and the parlay by calling 1-900-454-6600.
We're out of time. We'll see you next week on Football Forecast 91.